Check, 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 check. I was just playing around with audio and it said my encoder was off, and then I just had to go to some forums to figure that out. And I think we're good now. I think we're good until I stop the recording. I did a trial one, but I think it's working. So today I am gonna go over some meme coins, shit coins on Solana, and we're kind of gonna go through chart setups that I like the look of, and kind of what to look for. So right now I typed in dexscreener.com on Solana, or you can click on Solana to get there. And now I usually sort by market cap. It makes it easier to weed through. Some people do it by volume, but this is always changing very often. It's kind of a nice, like, volume is the page I click on if I want to see new coins that have come onto the scene that have had enough volume to kind of pop up. So right now, this HTTPS coin, I like I look for things that kind of make the eye pop, like something different, something that's kind of funny. Oh, I seen this one yesterday. Squishy dumplings. Where was it when I seen it? I think it was down here. But, stuff like this, like, I'm not... Oh, I should have looked into this more. This looks like a TikTok trend. Oh, yeah, I should have looked into this more. Squishy dumplings. See, that's funny now. Like, you look into it, it's like something people buy and they squish. That's kind of... I thought it was just like someone made a picture of a dumpling. I mean, it's kind of funny now. I guess hindsight bias. Once the coin goes up, it's actually funny, right? It's actually like, oh yeah, I should have bought this. But still, it was at like 300K. And I don't like buying. It's really tough for me to buy stuff that has that low of a market cap, man. I've been rinsed so much on small coins. So this one's getting a higher market cap though. This had to take profits, so it's kind of funny. Although, so I like this chart. It's it's gaining just got a nice trend going on. The only thing, it's really hard for me to trust coins under 1 million. Like, once it gets above and starts ranging in the 1 to 2 is when I think they can go for like 5 to 10, But the only thing that makes me concerned about this coin is there's no daily structure. There's only one daily candle, which can be erased quite fast. But the 4-hour looks pretty... I mean, it's up a lot, right? So I personally wouldn't buy this coin here. At this point, in the morning it was like here. That's when maybe I would have put a small percentage, small risk on this coin, because it would have been at 400, 500K, and I would have seen it going up more. But for a bigger percentage, for a bigger risk, bigger play, I like to look at them bigger. Bigger is in higher market cap. But a type of chart I like looking at. So I wonder if this has it on the smaller time frame. It's nice when it ranges like this. That's a good sign that your coin is either gonna make another leg, is when it doesn't have a parabolic move like this. but it kind of just ranges, and it goes from high to low, high to low, high to low. And you can, at one of these, when it ranges, you can buy the low on the bottom, and then maybe one of the next moves is break to the all-time highs. You never know, it might do this for a while. It could even break down on you, but that's the bet you play. But I'll show you Troll. So this is a coin that went up a lot in the summertime. It also went down a lot in the fall. But this, so not when it looks like this, but when it looks like this. So it's just ranging up and down. This is over a few months, so if you're a holder of this coin, you know, you're seeing stuff like useless coin do like 100x while you're holding this down for like 3 months, so it's a hard thing. But that's when risk comes into your knowledge and your wisdom, right? It's like, well, you don't have to only own this coin. You can have, let's say, I don't know, depending on how convicted you are in this coin. Let's say even if you had like 5%, 10% of your wealth in this coin, and you're playing with, you wanted to still play the Solana casino, you'd only just you put a percentage in here and you'd play around with another percentage, right? But, you know, breaks the trend here, breaks the trend up, it goes up. But sometimes you can't see the trend before it breaks out. Like it's something your brain does, is like it doesn't, like, it's easy to see the trend break when it's like this, when you're looking on the weekly, and it's like, oh yeah, that's looking really good. So high time frame is your friend. But this, when it's ranging, it almost looks like it's making little mountain peaks, right? It's like boop, 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 and then higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, but finally a lower high, then a lower low, but then it breaks trend again, higher high, boom. But just these little mountain peaks, it almost looks like peaks that are trying to go up. So we'll go over to some recent coins. So recent coins like to stay, when you click market cap and they source by market cap, they like to stay on the front page. Some stuff I'm looking at now. So this nothing coin, it's kind of doing a mini range here on the daily. It's already sort of went up a little bit, but it looks like it's in hover mode right now. But it's doing this. Oops, what just happened? It's making a little bang, 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 and we're gonna see if this holds up here. So it could come back into this range. Maybe it goes through this bottom here and comes back up. But it's making a nice range here. And then I don't know if it's breaking that trend. See, it's so hard. It's evident on the weekly when it breaks range or a trend. Like if it made a little thing here, but you can't see anything right there. Just going off the daily right now. You know, obviously if it came up here, boom, 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 boom. But we don't have that. But I do like looking at how long it's been ranging for in one place. Ranging usually means accumulation or distribution, like it's just being, this volume is being kept up before. It always like bam, 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 boom, bam, 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 boom. So it's always either moving up or ranging, and the range just signifies either accumulation or trading of hands and just waiting for another move to take place. I don't know if there's a certain time frame whoever runs this coin does it by, but it's making little mountain peaks here, right? Which is just a name for ranging. I don't know. You could also do that, I guess. But I like just looking at it and be like, does it look like it's, I guess, does it look like it's trying to break up? Where's my little drawer, my drawing tool brush? Does it look like it's trying to form? Does it look like it's trying to go up, basically? Like at least trying to. It's not just going down and down and down and down, right? Like you're having some higher highs and lower lows, and sometimes it makes a lower low before another high. Let's look at some other stuff here. This Memecoin has been doing something similar. It's been doing this little thing up, 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 except it's doing something here where we got close to the highs a few days ago. But it seems it might be either it's gonna come down to this bottom here and shoot up, or it's gonna be probably go for the bottom here. But it looks a little heavy. Like when you look at the chart, it looks like okay, that's okay, it's down here. But then it gets up here and it almost starts looking like it's getting a little heavy, right? I don't know how else to explain that, but that could just be a psychological thing where it's putting in fear to run these, and then it shoots up. They trick you with that sometimes. You think it looks really bad, and all of a sudden it has one candle to like destroy all of the bad stuff. See, right here it looked really good because it was doing just a movement, nice movement, but it lost some strength here. Doesn't mean it can't push back up. I'd still like, personally, I wouldn't buy it just because it doesn't look so good to me. Has a whoppy look to it. Franklin the base turtle. There was a Franklin coin out the other day, wasn't there? That was going big. So far, I like the look of this, but what it could be doing, I actually bought a little of this down here. But what it could be doing right now is coming back down here, and then whatever happens, happens. Maybe it winds up for another run, or it drops off. We will find out. But I like the look of the daily. See, it looks like it's trying to point. We have a higher high here so far, if it closes here. Only if it closes. But it looks like it's trying to gear up. You know what I mean? I guess we broke the highs even on this candle. It's 12 hour. So I kind of like the look of this coin. Franklin the base turtle. So you have to remember too, things aren't really so funny before the coin goes up. Once the coin goes up, it's kind of funny. It's like your brain does. It's like it likes things that are it likes things. What is that psychological thing where people like things that other people like? It's like when the coin's going up, there's more people buying it, so your brain says, "Oh, this other people like this." Your tribalism kicks in, is what it does. Is other people like this coin, so I kind of like this coin too. Now you have to kind of think, okay, if this coin goes up, like this would make sense if it was going up. Like if you've seen it at 10 mil, you can kind of create a narrative in your head. Not saying it's going to go to 10 mil, right? It could go to 3 mil, it could go to 0. But you can kind of create a narrative in your head of how that would look. It's not like it's good tech, or it's not an AI agent or anything. It's just a meme. Now, you look at this. So this is the first coin. But that looks like shit. So it did have its day. One day, I guess. 2 days. That's kind of what the market's giving you right now, is when your coin's up, like, you gotta sell, man. If it's not Bitcoin, you have to just sell it when it's going up. You have to. Like, tell me a coin that has went up that isn't as high. I guess ZEC, but even ZEC's lower than it was when it did its huge run. I don't know what it's at right now. Probably 500 something. I could be totally off. I know it's like ranges between 300 and 800 or something. But this is what happens when you don't take profit. When it's went up, 5x, almost 10x, 15x from down here. Like, there's big bags that are offloading a 15 to 10x or 10 to 15x, right? So if you're not taking profit on that, someone else is. Someone smarter is. So the coins that, like, I bring up that I think look good doesn't mean they're going to do a 5x. They could do a 2x. They could do I don't know what this is going to do. That might go down. Like this Calvin coin. This is kind of making a nice structure too, although it's at the highs already. I don't really like buying it. It's at the highs, but you can kind of draw. What I could see it doing is something like this. It might gun for the highs. I don't know, but I would rather buy it if it fills out that wick. And then you kind of have a thing, and it gets scary when it does this, because all of a sudden it can do this, and then it's basically done. But you could have it drop down here. If it ranges nicely, I like buying things that range nicely and give you sort of like a thing to work off of, because it looks like it almost gives the coin stability, right? Like when it's going and lower, I don't really like buying that. Like, you could buy it, you probably get a bounce out of it, and then if it wants to form a range, it forms it. Like, my drawing's terrible, sorry, but if it can like form a range, and then it looks nicer. This flying ketamine horse. See, I thought this was funny. But when it got here, I seen it like this. I seen that candle before this happened, and I was like, that's funny. Uh, I just thought it was, for some reason, my mind didn't see this trend break, and I thought it was too high already. And that's something else your brain does too, that convinces yourself that you can't even throw, even if it looks, if it looks pretty good, but you think if it looks good, but you think it's too high, you can still throw a little bit of change at it, right? And if I trusted my gut on this instead of trying to convince myself out of it, thinking of reasons why I can't, then I would have been up like 3x, right? If that's only if I probably would have sold. I probably would have sold off this move a little bit. But what it does look like it could be doing is forming a range. It could be trying to range itself in here. You'll know when it looks good. Your something will just like only I guess if you've been looking at charts for some years, but it'll register in you that like, ooh, this looks good. And you don't know why exactly it looks good, but then you'll start drawing your lines, and you're like, yep, those kind of line up. So I had a nice reaction off that line, but I think it's going to want to try to fill in some of this wick at least, probably closer to down here. At least that would look like a good buy to me. For me, I wouldn't buy that because I'm just like if you ask yourself on 1 to 10 how nice this looks, for me, because to me it looks like it's going to go down more, I'm going to say it's like a 4 to me. It's definitely not a 5 because I'm not like, yeah, it could. Well, I mean, it could be a 5 being like, yeah, it got a nice reaction. So when it hits the lows again, like I'm probably going to make money. It's probably going to want to come up here eventually. I definitely could be wrong. But for me, that's just not a trade because to me it looks like it wants to go lower. And definitely might not. And that's where your trading system has to take place. And you tell yourself, or I tell myself, you don't have to hit every trade. You just have to hit the trades that look good to you, and you make money that way. So this coin is higher market cap. Well, higher, 4 million, so higher for shitcoin, I guess. So we're in this order block here. It does look like if it wants to stabilize itself here, that could be a good runner. We could get a break trend possibly. Came into this order block. What's the weekly look like on this? You're probably going to see a green weekly close before. If it wants to go up, you'll see a green weekly close. Oh, green weekly close. But let's see if it wants to range here, man. Even if we have a higher high and it comes back down, for me that would be like a range, like the mountains thing. So right now we have mountains, but there's no higher mountains. Just wants to get lower. So you'd probably start to see something like this. Maybe it comes down here. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does this. Oh. I don't know. It's probably not going to look like that. There. That would look a lot nicer to me. Then who knows? It'll take a little bit of time yet, I think. Rismus has been on here for like a year now, man. I thought this was gonna take off last year, and it definitely didn't. Well, I bought here or something like that. It definitely wasn't taking off. Fucking Rismus. They still have the same banner. I see this all over Twitter, but I'm just like, that chart looks disgusting. It looks super manipulated, which it definitely could one day. Just freaking put in a candle that goes insane, but it might be going down here. To me, it would look better, to be honest. Down here, I'd probably buy a little bit. Maybe. It looks like the Solana chart. That's what it looks like. Elon's doing stuff. That kind of looks fun on the higher time frame. It looks kind of fun. It looks. This is exactly what the Solana chart looks like right now, except Solana's a little bit lower. But this is the same. This is the 2024 Solana move, all the way up until here. Yeah, and this is the 2025 high, Solana high. the Trump inauguration date, and then this is mid 2025, and then we have modern day Solana down here. That's fine. That looks kind of fun. What is this Boxable coin I've been seeing on here for a while now? That kind of looks good, man. I don't have no idea what this is, but Boxable. This is the official Boxable fan club meme token, purely for entertainment. What is Boxable? What the hell? That's kind of funny. It's like a weird autistic funny though. That's smart, to be honest. But that's just like a work site home, like you see those little homes at like in construction sites. The Casita. Baby box. Dude, this is a good this is actually a good idea. So you can like ship your house basically wherever you go. You can kind of, it's like an RV but like a house, except you can't really ship, like you can ship an RV but like it's, you gotta put on a boat and shit, I guess. Can you probably can't put this on an airplane. I don't know. A big airplane, I guess. Okay, I've been on this too long, but Boxable, that's kind of a cool idea. As we start talking about the red candle forms. But it might be friggin' around right now. I might have just put in a higher high and then starting to destructure a bit. Like a trickery. It looks like at the moment it is forming an uptrend though. Boxable. You can watch that one. This is one of those coins that range forever and then maybe one day take off. So it's been ranging for 3 months. But you do get little, like 5x moves off these things. If you just buy it once a month and you might get a 5x off it. That's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Sorry, not 5x. 2x, 3x. I guess it depends where you buy it. What you don't want to see is it break this line. Really. Where the good people gone? Ah. Weaponized vent machine. Fentanyl citrate. Yeah, I can see this going higher. It does kind of feel like flying ketamine horse beta, and I don't know how well betas perform. I got a Shih Tzu, man. I don't know, it's fun. If you're gonna lose money on a coin, lose it on weaponized vent machine, you know? Dream job. That's good. What the fuck? Oh no. I don't like it just because the picture scares me. So when you have structure like this, whereas it almost does the higher high, it likes to freaking, if it hovers around here, is usually a buy signal for me. Because if you look back at useless, it did that. Didn't even do it very long. It did not do it for long at all. We had it break. Definitely didn't range. But it did like the bam, shot a little bit higher, came back down. I do not like buying coins that have no bottom range at all, that just go straight up. So like I wouldn't have wanted to buy this. Now down here, a dip is where I'd consider having a throwaway bag, saying if this goes to zero, whatever, if it goes up, you make money on it. But I probably would have waited for it to like, I don't know if I would have caught this move, because I would have liked for it to range. But what you can see is that it had is wanting to go up at higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, lower lows. And it just did not give the opportunity on the daily to go back down. Yeah. And of course it gets up here, and then everyone suddenly has bought in the coin, right? But there was I still remember a fair bit of commotion on this coin down. Like there were some people who were backing this coin. And you do want to keep another indicator I've noticed is the higher the coin launches. So if it launches at like 40 million market cap and retraces, and it wants to retrace down into like the low millions, it's a better indicator when it launches super high. For some reason, it's like a psychological thing that wants to keep the millions only. It's not into the 100,000s, right? So it still has chance. Markets are all just psychological, man. Calvin. I wonder if this shoots up. This is was this the one where I was like, it looks a little heavy right now? What coin was that? That was that miner. I should be adding them to a list while I'm doing this. It's this one, no? Oh yeah, but it could, like right now it could be doing that thing where it's just like ranging. Because you can look at it on that time frame too, right? Is it ranging? Which move is it going to go in after it's done ranging? Looking like it might keep the highs going. Avicii. So this coin kind of on a higher time frame. I like this coin too. It's going down, but it's come down into a bigger order block down here. And it's, you know, on the fib, it's come down into the 6271 or 6278, whatever it is. Your opportunity area. And this is a bigger market cap coin and an actual protocol, so that, you know, that attracts big money. Money that wants to be more stable. It's crypto, so you can't be too stable, but then we kind of want to look to see if it ranges, but we don't always get that opportunity, obviously. So this would look good to me, even though it might come back down. We don't know. It's the market, man. If you buy it until it doesn't look good anymore. If it looks good, you buy it. If it doesn't look good, you sell it. So like, that's not to say if it hits the support line, you sell. You do not. So like, you ask yourself, when would this start to look bad? And really, if it came back down under here, you know, it'd be looking worse. If it came under here, it'd be looking worse for me. But then again, it can come back and do something like that, then it would look good again to me. So sometimes you lose a little bit. You're allowed to be shaken out of your position and get back into it, right? Your mind doesn't always like doing that because it doesn't like to be wrong. It doesn't like to think I sold here, so I have to stay out of the coin. No, you can always you can always hop back into a coin. Basically, you're just looking for a higher high to start forming. This could be, if we do have our next rally, which I don't know when it's going to be, but I could see this being one of the bigger coins that maybe it'll aim for like 150 this time or something. I don't know. Yeah, 150 maybe. What is that? Okay, 3x, 3.5x. So we do have some opportunity at the moment. I'm interested to see what this box pull is gonna do. That's a funny idea to me. I'll probably get off the video here and I'll buy like a little bit just to you know, throw just a little bit of money at it to see what happens. Like if this was a hand, if this was my poker hand, I would think it's a good enough hand to bet on, to call on, but it's not a good enough hand to go all in on. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd ever go all in unless some people go all in to bluff you. But that's when you're how much money did you bring to the table? How much money are you willing to lose? But you don't really have that position in crypto where someone's going to bluff you out of your hand. I mean, market makers are kind of like those people, but you sit down, you say, okay, this is as much money as I'm going to put into this coin, right? I think I'm going to buy a little bit of this. Seen this coin here and it was looking good, and then it came up here and down. It does not look so good anymore. Kabuto. Nice. I lost money on this coin. I think I even bought it here. I still lost money. What else do we got? Kermit. Ooh. That kind of looks sexy. See, it's doing this thing, man. Good thing when you looked at Kermit. I don't really like that. I don't really like that. Okay, I think that's the video. One coin. I have a feeling this coin will pop. This looks like the SPX chart, to be honest. 6,900. Like it. Ooh, there it is. It looks like this. Like, let's take a freaking. How do I do that? Let's copy this onto maybe, okay, my bad, not exactly, but it's kind of similar, right? Like, maybe not. I can't get it to I won't be able to get it to fit, but does the weekly look like? This is coming back down into that order block. It did have a nice, really nice bounce at that mark there, and then that what's the vice president's name? I don't know anymore, man. Oh, Vance, JD Vance. He made like a 6-7 tweet joke thing, and did like a 3x or something. I don't know. But then right down. So what you'd want to see is a regain of this mark. Like through this, you can't be afraid of losing. If you're afraid of losing money, you've risked too much. That's the thing about crypto is once it stops being about fun, you lose money. Like if you're super serious on it, or you're scared to lose money, you're gonna lose money in crypto. You're gonna, because it's not about putting your whole sorry, I'm not just about this coin, but it's not about putting your whole bag on the line. And that might work for you sometimes, but it's not. If you put your whole bag on the line thinking you have to make it, unless you have a very small amount of money and you have a job or something coming in, that's different, because then you be like, well, I lost that money. Oh well, I'll make money again and put it back in crypto. That's like a playful attitude where as soon as you're like, I can't lose this money, I can't lose this money, I can't lose this money, you're gonna lose the money, man. At some point, you might hit it. But if you have that attitude, you gotta keep it playful. Like, let's say you need the money super bad, and it does happen to work in your favor. Definitely take money off, because risking your entire port on plays all the time will eventually lead to zero, because your mind does your mind things, and definitely happened to me before, a few times actually, and your mind convinces you every time that's the way to do it. But anyways, this coin, I would say, if it regains this structure here, is when it becomes a viable option again. But you'd probably see a green week. That would be probably your green weekly candle forming on that for it to happen. We've looked at all these, hey. Does this look like the chill coin chart or chill house? I've also noticed too, so don't take this as like biblical scripture or anything, but the way charts look. Because it's like a lot of the times charts will create similar structures and but perform like oppositely. So you can't get into the frame of this is exactly how the other chart's performing, so this is going to perform the same way. No, that doesn't happen like that. That was clear manipulation. That was clear Elon making money. People probably wanting an exit on Chill House. It might. You know what though? It'll probably want to fill out that wick eventually, and it's still decent. Like it's a decently popular meme coin, so probably will eventually come back up here. I think that is the video though. 2026. No, that narrative can't last too long. I mean, it can definitely last till New Year's, but $2026. Yes, I think that is the video. Oh, I think that is the video. Forge. I want to keep an eye on this coin because it kind of makes me. I like the picture of the dog. I have to take profits. Sorry. Keep an eye on the 4-hour, 12-hour, and the daily. Yes. All right, that's it. See you guys.